Would it be rude for me, female 20, to ignore my ex, male 26, in public during no contact? Isn't it literally no contact? Why would it be rude to ignore him if y'all are going no contact? Hey, what's up guys, it's Breezy Reads, back with another Reddit reading. Today we're taking a deep dive into the popular subreddit Relationship Advice. This is a place where people come to share their personal stories and ask for advice on navigating their relationships. From heartwarming success to heartbreaking dilemmas, this sub has it all. So sit back, relax, and let's read through some of the top posts. My 27 female wife, 26 female, vomits every time we disagree / I don't feel well. Every single time we get into a little argument or disagreement, she starts crying and shortly after she starts coughing and makes herself throw up. If I am unhappy with her for something and I am trying to take a few minutes to myself, I hear her coughing and then she is in the sink throwing up. Is this coincidental? For attention? It always makes me stop and immediately go to her aid. She's a social worker and she is on anxiety meds. This happens almost every time. I guess I am looking for advice from the outside looking in. Is this behavior for attention? Worth noting, she never gets sick, other than the few times a year where we have a small fight or disagreement. Edit. I am also medicated for anxiety, so I get it. She is only like this with me, no one else. And it's only when she doesn't get her way. If she ends up getting her way, or I just let it go, she is perfectly fine. In my personal opinion, I'm pretty sure she's doing it for attention. I think if you stop rewarding the behavior by going to care for her every time she throws up, it will stop, but until you do that, it's going to keep happening and you're going to keep getting the same result. I, 35 male, do not think I'm compatible with my girlfriend, 31 female. Are my compromises reasonable? My girlfriend has lived her entire life at her parents' house and has never lived on her own. She is extremely close with her family and says she never ever wants to leave the place in Ohio where she grew up. I, on the other hand, find Ohio very boring and way too cold. I want to live somewhere down south for the opportunities and better weather. I even made a concession and said that we can live in Ohio for many years and then when we could move away to another place where I would want to live to both get what we want partly. She still says no. She wants to die in Ohio because she always wants to be right there for her family. I told her I would personally pay for a flight for her to see her family whenever she wanted to when we moved. I'm trying to be as reasonable as possible, but she won't budge. This has caused a lot of stress for us as well as lack of independence. Her parents do quite a bit for her while she lives at home, such as cook dinner and buy groceries. It sucks because we have tons of chemistry and attraction towards one another, and I do love her very much. What is advised in this situation, and could this just be a lost cause? Well, I think if you're in your 30s and you have never lived away from home and you have no intention of leaving home and your partner wants to leave home and they're trying to actively leave, I think y'all are compatible at that point because y'all have two very different ideas on how you want to live life and that's just not going to work out for y'all. I, 45 male, am frustrated with my ex-wife, 42 female. My ex-wife and I divorced about 11 years ago. We were married for 12 years prior to that. We have a daughter who's now 21. We did the co-parenting thing really well for years, no problem. The issue now, and the reason I struggle to even bring myself to answer the phone when she calls is how fixated she is on our daughter's weight gain. Our daughter was always on the heavier side. That being said, she's admitted to putting on 100 pounds in 2 years. Things just skyrocketed once she went to college, and she's admitted as much. Me, I figured that fixating on her weight, hounding her, helps nobody. I think calmness is the best path. My ex believes that constantly calling me, asking if she saw our daughter's newest social media photo, asking me what she ate when she visits me for a weekend or when I visit her is helpful. I've told her time and time again that her way is ineffective. She argues that I lack concern and feel that I am not grasping the seriousness. 75% is what she says is, she's up 100 pounds. Think about that, 100 pounds. How do I get her to rethink her approach? Honestly, I'm not even sure if you could get her to rethink her approach because some people are so rooted in their thoughts and ideas that no matter how you approach the situation, it will not get through to them. Would it be rude for me, female 20, to ignore my ex, male 26, in public during no contact? We recently broke up this week after taking a break. I'm not really saddened, more upset about having my time wasted and being played with. We live very close to each other, about a 5-minute walk, so of course I'm bound to run into him at some point. We also get off around the same time, and would once in a while be at the same metro station. Also, when we broke up the first time, I had the same situation where I ran into him on my way to work and we started talking and got back together again. But this time, I really don't want anything to do with him and am ready to move on. How do I avoid the awkwardness when running into each other? Should I just ignore him completely? I know he'll try to talk to me as he wanted to be friends when we broke up, but I didn't want that. I'm thinking about going with, I prefer if we not speak to each other if I run into him, but I don't know if that'll make me seem bitter or angry when I'm not. I just want to close this chapter and pretend he never existed. What do y'all think? I think you should do whatever you think is necessary. If you want to completely ignore him, by all means, that is your decision. But if you want to just tell him and give him a reason, then you can do that too. Don't feel like you owe him anything though. My 23 male girlfriend, 22 female, is complicating my work life. My family owns this bar. My dad runs it. I work there. My sister works there as well. We had a waitress quit. Not over anything bad. She just wanted to focus more on her academics, which I think is great. When my girlfriend, who was unemployed and had her folks footing her bills, giving her spending money, etc., caught wind of the opening, she was all over me to encourage my dad to hire her. I was apprehensive at first, as she'd never done it before. She persisted, and finally, I ended up going to my dad and really pleading with him to hire her. She's been working here for 2 months, and it hasn't been good overall. The bright spot, I will say, is customers like her. She's pretty, chatty, and personable. That being said, her coworkers don't like her. She has a tendency to come in late or at the last minute. There have been complaints that she gets an attitude if she's asked to do a task that's not bartending, i.e. wiping down a table. And a lot of people think she has this princess I'm above you aura about her. My dad's had to talk to her, as has my sister. Now, when I've talked to her, everything gets painted as, they're making a big deal about nothing, they're lying, they're rude to me because I'm new. And it comes off to everyone like, if you say anything to her that she doesn't like, she'll come crying to me. How do I get her to stop causing so much friction? Honestly, man, I think you should have seen this coming. You know working with your partner is never a good idea. But now that you're here, I see that you only have 2 options. You can either A, fire her and get somebody who was better suited for the position, or B, actually make sure she fixes the behavior people have a problem with. Either way, I don't see it going too well for you, so good luck, man. My boyfriend, 23 male, never texts or calls me and asks me how I'm doing throughout the day, 22 female. Worried he's not interested in my life. Hi there, I recently began dating my current boyfriend, who is a second-year law student. I'm finishing my last semester of undergrad. In person, he is great. We see each other about once a week and have very intense physical chemistry. He told me he loves me. I plan to attend medical school in the next year, and he talks about wanting to support me through it. He calls me the perfect woman and says he feels like his life is falling into place after meeting me, and I do love spending time with him. He is very honest and kind. However, during the days I don't see him, he will maybe send me 4 texts maximum and never calls. He does not really ask how I'm doing or how my day was. In my past relationships, I am used to my partner wanting to talk to me more. I feel like an afterthought. Now, I know he's so busy trying to give him space, but I worry he actually does not care about me or supporting me as a person. Given we just started sleeping together, I wonder if that has changed our dynamic. I suppose I feel a bit like a shell of a person, almost like he does not care or know how I'm feeling when there is nothing physical involved. What do y'all think? Well, I think since y'all recently started dating, it's fair to have a conversation about this and ask him if he knows that this is something that you expect or want from him. I think it's fair to have that conversation before you jump to any conclusions, and then after that, you can choose how to proceed. My 19 male girlfriend, 19 female, keeps making these kinds of jokes. Is this a deal breaker? My 19 male girlfriend, 19 female, keeps making weird jokes that involve cheating, and I don't know how I feel about it. Last night we were texting with a couple of friends in our group chat, and she suddenly made a joke about her contacting her ex-sugar daddy, and she asked me if she could be a hoe again. Her being a hoe is also an inside joke among our friend group, and she's completely fine with it. She's also made jokes about sucking off her celebrity crushes in front of me. So what should I do? I've also told her multiple times that these kind of jokes make me uncomfortable, and she's apologized for it. What would y'all do? Honestly, man, it sounds like she may not be mature enough for a relationship yet. I feel like that's something that you would only have to bring up once and then they stop doing it. But if she keeps doing it repeatedly and you've told her multiple times, then she probably doesn't respect or value your opinions or feelings that much. But me personally, I'm never letting that happen to me. But that's just me though, that's just me. Nah, I'm just playing. I hope he figures it out though. My 32 female boyfriend, 35 male, is taking too long to get divorced. My boyfriend and I have been together for 10 months. He filed for divorce before we started dating, but it still isn't finalized. Neither of us want kids, and I don't want to get married, but I hate that his divorce isn't final. They don't have any kids. The divorce is amicable, but he travels a lot internationally for work and works long hours, which complicates things. His state only requires 3 months from filing as a waiting period, which is long past. I've told him how much his divorce being unfinished bothers me, but he says he's going as fast as he can, but it takes so long because of his work schedule. He's really loving, caring, and gives me a lot of attention with texts and phone calls. We see each other every 3 to 4 weeks. I know he is actually traveling because we FaceTime frequently and he shows me the places he's at. I know he'll be devastated if I break it off, but the waiting for the divorce to be finished is getting to be too much. How should I approach this? 2 things. I don't think you should care how long the divorce takes, considering you don't even want to get married. And second, I think you are severely underestimating how long divorce takes. As somebody who has seen it on multiple occasions, it is not as quick and easy as you think. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed listening to these real-life stories and advice given from the Reddit community. Remember, relationships can be tricky, but communication, trust, and mutual respect are key to building healthy ones. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.